Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video I'll be breaking into drip feed content that will be released later in the following weeks and months of Grand Theft Auto Online for the latest Agents of Sabotage DLC. We got a lot of new cars, some of which I am very excited for, like this, the Invetero Coquette D10 Pursuit. Now I should mention that I'm getting this information from XXII. In other words, a content creator who has already made a video on this. I just thought, you know what, they already have the video out. I'm not messing around with mods anymore to get these in my game to showcase them, so I'm going to refer to them when it comes to the update information. But I'm going to be sharing my opinions on these vehicles and everything there is to know. So let's start off. We have the Coquette D10. This is a vehicle that I have been a huge fan of because the D10 is actually one of the fastest cars in the game. Even though it's not HSW, it has a speed glitch where you just drive and it hits bumps and keeps continuing with higher and higher speed. Plus, it's a Corvette cop car. This will be the fastest cop car in the game, and because of that, I cannot wait to get my hands on this vehicle. It's probably going to be the most expensive, might even be upwards of $6 million, but honestly, I want to buy a car that I think looks really cool, and this vehicle looks absolutely amazing, so I can tell you for a fact that I will be saving up for the Coquette D10 and picking it up when it gets released. Very, very excited for this. Next up, we have the Invetero Coquette D5. So not just one new Corvette, we actually have two. This is obviously based off an older generation Corvette. Looks like a 2005 maybe. I'm not exactly sure what year. Somebody in the comments can let me know. But this is obviously an older Corvette. Looks pretty nice. I'm hoping that it has decent customization. I have a car that looks exactly like this in Forza Horizon 5. I'm a big fan of it. I think it actually looks pretty dang sweet. I can't imagine it's going to be too expensive. I'm going to guess around 1.6 million, but you never know with Rockstar. Sometimes they make these vehicles very, very expensive. Now, this is something that I really want to get my hands on, the Vapid Firebolt ASP. This vehicle is already in the game, and you can get your hands on it technically today if you spend enough time grinding with the new DLC. The problem is you have to get the Elite Challenge on the weekly mission. And I didn't, because I didn't realize that until afterwards. So, yeah, you have to get the weekly challenge, all the Platinum Awards, all the other Elite Challenges, but the problem is you can only do the one weekly challenge once a week. Meaning that I have to wait possibly 7 days to be able to get my hands on the Dominator, or the Firebolt ASP. It's a really cool vehicle. It's based off the Ford F-150 Lightning, if I'm not mistaken. It looks sick. I'm hoping that it's fairly maneuverable. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to mess around with this vehicle. Kind of also got like that Ford Ranger style design in it, but either way, nice truck, and I think it'll be pretty fun for people to mess around with. Next up, we arrive to the Vapid Uranus Low Speed. It's kind of a weird name. It's a little dinky looking vehicle. Personally, I can't really say I care too much about it. It doesn't really have much of a appeal to me. But I know there's some people out there that will like this vehicle. And hey, I mean, if it has good customization and especially is decent at off-roading, then maybe I'll like it a bit. But to me, this looks kind of like your average hatchback. So, eh. And not the most exciting car, at least in my point of view, that is being released in this DLC. This will 100% be released on Southern San Andreas. I don't have to question that one at all. We have the Willard Outreach Faction, which is a pretty cool car, actually. I mean, it looks kind of just like average 1970s to 90s cop car. I mean, it's not a Crown Vic, obviously, which we already have in the game, which is the Senior Cruiser, but it's just an average cop car. It's obviously based off the faction Donk, which is already in the game. It's just a different version of it. I don't think this is anything too spectacular, to be honest. I think this is one of the more mediocre cop cars that Rockstar has released. I wish they would do more super cop cars, more sports cop cars. I mean, I would love to see a Zentorno cop car or an HSW cop car. I mean, when you play like Need for Speed, sometimes you get to drive cop cars, which are like just as fast, if not faster, than a lot of the other cars in the game. And I think that's sick. So I would really like if Rockstar would start doing a little bit more effort into fun cop cars rather than, well, ones like this. But you can obviously let me know in the comments what you guys think. We have the Buckingham DH7 Iron Mule. Yes, look at this thing. Now, I don't know if this is going to be released as part of a content DLC, like, you know, maybe some extra missions are going to be added, and this helicopter is going to be part of that mission, or this is going to be an actual ownable vehicle. But what I can say is this thing is freaking huge! What the heck am I looking at here? It's obviously got some sort of weapon in the front there. It at least appears to have a weapon. That could be a fire hose, though. Kind of hard to tell. I don't know if this is going to have a cargo bob style hook on the bottom. I'm hoping it does, but this thing looks insane. I think you guys gotta agree. This is one of the coolest looking aircraft that I've ever seen Rockstar put into the game. This thing looks sick. I can't tell if that's a gun or not. Somebody can let me know in the comments. But either way, I'm really excited. I hope that Rockstar does add this as a purchasable vehicle, and I can't wait to mess around with it. However, as we've seen in the past, usually large aircraft are kind of useless. The Bombushka is not only the slowest aircraft in the game, but also almost entirely useless. There's no reason to use it, especially when the Avenger has better weaponry, is faster, has a missile lock-on jammer. So we'll have to see how this is. I'm excited for it. It looks absolutely sick, kind of like the presidential helicopter, but I guess we'll have to see exactly what it has going for it when it is released. We have the Western Duster 300H. I actually really like the look of this. I don't think it's going to be anything particularly special. It doesn't appear to have any weapons on it, but I do actually like the look of this plane. It looks really sick, and yeah, I think it'll be fun to mess around with, but I better hope not, not too expensive a price tag, right? And then we arrive to the purchase that everybody is very, very excited for, the Eberhard Titan 250D. Now notice the name Eberhard, right? The other companies, we have Buckingham, we have Western Duster, but Eberhard is interesting because when I was doing the missions today, one of the missions, which involved the RC Bandito, you had to steal an Eberhard truck, which I haven't even heard of the brand before. I would assume it's supposed to be Lockheed, but the point being, I wonder if Rockstar is going to add more missions in the DLC later on, and this is going to be part of that. I really hope so, because I mean, it's an AC-130. And as I've noticed with this AC-130, it does have some sort of machine gun mounted on the side of it, which is incredibly sick. We can see that machine gun right there. Look at the guns mounted on... That's a freaking cannon! Holy crap. It has 3 guns mounted on the side. We can see one there, and one there. This thing is going to be insane. Now, you are going to have multiple people using it, but still... This thing looks insane. I cannot. Look at the cannon on the back of that thing. What the hell? I'm really, really excited for the Eberhard Titan 250D. This is definitely the vehicle that I think most people are very, very excited for. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is all of the vehicles that are obviously going to be released in the future of Grand Theft Auto Online. Some of them are much more exciting than others. Really excited for the 250D. However, the ones I'm most excited for are actually the Coquette D10 cop car. I think that's the most exciting for me, at least, because you're probably going to need more than 2 people to make this thing actually effective. But either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!